Dime, ¿vamos para el mambo o no vamos para el mambo? Tú me dices, mami. Zumba.
Bienvenidos de vuelta a otro episodio de Hablando Mierda con Skeenito, traídos a ustedes por Treetop Studios. So dime a ver, Skeenito. Hablando español y vaina. Coño. Ven acá, espérate. Como digo el homeboy, qué lindo ser latino, mi pana. Ay, Dios mío. Hoy se bebe. Skeenito hablando español. Oye. No. Ustedes no pensaban. Esto se va a hacer en español hoy. Para toda mi gente que me escucha en México, Chile, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, P-Rock, Puerto Rico, tú sabes. Vamos a hablar en español hoy. Hoy sí. O vamos a tratar de hablar en español. Pero sí, la verdad es que qué orgullo tremendo, ¿no? ¿Sabes que Skeenito tiene que hablar de Bad Bunny y la cosa que pasaron en el Supertazón? Era de maravilla, ¿no? Uno se sintió chévere, uno se sintió orgulloso, como yo me siento en este momento grabando en español. Algo que cuando uno vio las imágenes y el show, ¿no? Man, yo me recuerdo de muchas cosas cuando era niño. Los parties, eso, right? Nosotros vimos al muchachito en las sillas acostados, pero yo me recuerdo que era, no en la silla, yo nunca dormí en la silla, pero me recuerdo cuando la gente tiraba todos los codos en el cuarto, encima de la cama, ¿no? Tiraban los codos. Y eso ya como a las 1, 2 de la mañana, ya uno como chamaquito tenía sueño y se metía debajo de los codos. Especialmente, en el invierno uno se tiraba debajo y se arropaba con todos los codos. Y no eras tú y una tracalada de niños ahí metidos. Y de ahí uno se levantaba cuando los padres los levantaban para ponerse el coat, y era un frío tremendo, yendo a la calle, al carro, a la casa, obviamente. Pero eso es el recuerdo también, ¿no? Son muchas imágenes. Me recuerdo también de las fiestas, caminando por Washington Heights, caminando por Inwood Heights, por el Bronx, shout out to all my people, tú sabes. Y uno caminando y oía la música como en el tercer piso, cuarto piso. Y uno subía para arriba, ¿no? Obviamente uno sube para arriba, right? Pero uno subía y se metía a los parties. No para faltar respeto, era nomás para entrar, bailar, gozar, y ahí uno se iba. Right? Era así simple. Y cada vez que nosotros caminábamos por cualquier bloque o lo que sea, neighborhood, uno se metía, bailaba, cogía unos traguitos, siempre la doña, hey, porque uno venía con energía y quería bailar y quería gozar, y siempre te ofrecen un traguito, hey, come algo, un platito, algo para llevar. Pero era así, era muchos parties que nosotros íbamos caminando por la calle y uno oía la música y para arriba íbamos, ¿no? Pero súper chévere, me recuerdo todo eso. Esas memorias fueron cuando uno está viendo las imágenes, obviamente, uno se acuerda de eso, todos los parties, birthday parties, sweet 16s. Uno iba, gozaba con la gente, tío, tía, abuelo, abuela, madre, padre, los primos, los amigos, todo era de corazón. So everything was just love. Y era una cosa tremenda, ¿no? Viendo todas esas imágenes, me recuerdo todos los block parties también, ¿no? Todos los block parties que uno iba, man, y era a disfrutar, bailar en las calles, right? Cerraban las calles y uno ahí, especialmente los festivales de Puerto Rico, los festivales dominicanos. Yo, shout out también a los festivales en Queens, en Flushing, Queens, en Flushing Meadow Park de Colombia. Ay, qué mujeres más lindas, Dios mío. Pero sí, ahí también eran unos festivales súper chéveres. Uno iba ahí a bailar, a gozar. Y esos son recuerdos de los block parties, esto y el otro. Obviamente la bodega en la esquina. Shout out to la bodega en la esquina en 207 en Vermilion. Man, creo que todavía está ahí. Y si no, ustedes me dejan saber, pero that was the corner store donde nosotros íbamos, comprábamos lo que necesitábamos y era janguear ahí en la esquina, viendo a las mujeres, viendo los vecinos, las vecinas, la vecina. Me recuerdo en el verano abrían la pompa para la agua y uno ahí se mojaba, se refrescaba. Los don, como obviamente yo era chamaquito, los don jugando los dominos como siempre y se ponían a pelear. Ese es mi dinero, oye, tú maldita más, tú eres loco, man. So that was fun. Muchos recuerdos así, ¿no? So, la bodega, the barbershop, donde uno iba a joder, a pasar tiempo. So esos fueron unos recuerdos chéveres, viendo eso, viendo tu cultura, right? Obviamente en el Super Bowl siempre han visto artistas hispanos, Christina Aguilera, Shakira, J-Lo. Am I missing anyone? If I am, I'm messed up. I'm trying to think. Pero han habido artistas de la cultura, right? Being Spanish. Pero por la primera vez era un artista cantando en español de principio al fin, ¿no? Era reggaetón, era salsa y era algo que, coño, la primera vez en la historia del supertazón que uno ve eso y es un orgullo. Mucha gente, lloraron. Mucha gente tenían la piel de chicken, gallina. Y algo súper chévere. Me recuerdo de mi papá cuando él estaba en la fiesta y con su gorrita y todo eso y tratando, trayendo esa energía, esa salsa, ese sabor, right? Esa batería. Me recuerdo mi mamá también. Mi mamá se ponía ahí, era ¿no? Mi hermana también dando sazón. Yo de chamaquito también, y de ahí cuando estaba más adulto, como te digo, caminando por los bloques, yendo a diferentes fiestas. So, todo el mundo tuvo su propia memoria, ¿no? Y era algo que realmente lo disfruté como ningún otro. Right? Todas las banderas, especialmente cuando, Bad Bunny al fin, comenzó con todos los países y es algo súper chévere, algo que nosotros como latinos tenemos en la sangre, ¿no? Trabajamos fuerte, somos respetuosos, siempre familia. Es demasiado. La cultura de nosotros es súper chévere y no diciendo que otras culturas no son. Eso no es lo que estoy tratando de decir. Lo que estoy tratando de decir es que, man, es un orgullo. Y eso es lo que siento ahora mismo en este minuto. Es un orgullo súper, súper chévere. Súper chévere. ¿Ya? So te di 9 minutos de Skeenito hablando español. 9 minutos, I made it. I said, let me give myself some time, right? to talk Spanish and stuff like that. And here's the thing with my Spanish, to be transparent, right? Because, I try to be as transparent as I possibly can when I'm doing these podcasts. But like if I'm talking to my family, there's that regular Ecuadorian Spanish, right? When I'm talking to my Dominican people, I could flip the switch, right? Because I grew up in a Dominican culture, right? Growing up in the Heights back in, in the 80s, 90s. That was the culture that I was immersed. I was just in, right? So, a lot of people sometimes when I'm talking in that Dominican flow, they automatically think, oh, this dude is Dominican, right? And then when I tell them, nah, I'm Ecuadorian, they'd be like, huh, what? But that's the way it is. And we have a lot of people like that, right? And then obviously when I got married, the Puerto Rican culture, right? And growing up too, I was in the Puerto Rican culture as well. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, more on the Dominican side than it was the Puerto Rican side. But once I got married and the Puerto Rican culture became part of my life. My daughters are half Puerto Rican, so that's been another culture that I just embraced and love until this day. You know what I'm saying? So, representing all three flags for me is something that I do. You know what I'm saying? But watching people triumph, no matter what, of the Latin descent, right? It could be when Argentina won the World Cup, I felt the love for all my Argentinian people, and then the fact that we're Spanish, so it's all good. So that it's that, right? It's that. So when Bad Bunny performed, obviously he had the Puerto Rican flavor, obviously. But if you sit back and kind of look at it, it's our culture, man. It's our Latin culture, and it was just a beautiful thing to see being displayed for the world to consume. Obviously, haters are going to be haters, and they're going to hate. They're going to get their moment. Skeen's going to give them their little moment. But it was just a delight. It was just something to be proud, man. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, it was just watching your memories on screen. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you ever been to Puerto Rico, you ever been to DR, you ever been to Cuba, you ever been to Ecuador, you ever been to Mexico, you ever been whatever country you want to plug in. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same sazon, just a little something different, but it's the same, right? In Ecuador, like everybody I love Peruvian food, right? So, but the similarities in Ecuadorian food, Peruvian food, Colombian food, Venezuelan food is almost identical. So I'll give an example, like chaufa. Everybody, God, who doesn't like chaufa, right? That's Peruvian style, right? Cool. It's the same thing as Ecuador when we call it chaulafan. Same thing, right? It's just a little different, something a little different, but it's all good. So that's the way I see our culture. You know what I'm saying? Dominican, Puerto Rican culture is the same. It's just a little bit different, right? But it's still the roots are the same, and I think that's what everybody in the Latin community was proud. I think just to see something representing you to the fullest, right? And you adding your memories to it, or bringing back and recalling your memories, being in childhood and stuff like that. One thing I did learn just by talking, right? So if you were younger, like if you're in your late teens, early 20s, it didn't hit you as much as if you're in your 40s, 50s, or even late 30s. You know what I'm saying? That it was just like, it hit you different. You know what I'm saying? And that was weird because I asked a few, oh, did you like I thought it was all right. I was like, okay, cool. To each his own, right? But every person that I asked that was over 30, let's say 35 years old, or let's just say 35, they were like, yo, that shit was love. You know what I mean? That was what growing up was all about. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Nueva York, you know what I'm saying? I got to live all those things. You know what I'm saying? It was just amazing. Doesn't mean that it was better than growing up in Chicago or growing up somewhere else. It has nothing to do with that. But it was just, yeah, it was different, man. It was definitely different. You know what I'm saying? It was sometimes you would bug out in Inwood Heights. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would get on my bike and pedal all the way to 168th Street, 170th, 180th, 190th, up in the Autobahn. Yeah, man, it was just different blocks, and it was just whatever, hanging out. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did when you were young. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those summers were great summers. But like I said, man, the representation of us on TV, in the biggest stage of the world, because it has become the biggest stage in the world, was truly something that's amazing. And I think we'll talk about that for months and even years to come, especially next year where whoever performs will be like, oh no, I wasn't nowhere near close. You know what I'm saying? But that's all, that'll be the talk. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just amazing. Just amazing. And the reaction online and different podcasts and this, that, and the other, and learning the stories of the people that were in the presentation in the Super Bowl halftime show. That was amazing too, right? One thing that I came across, one of the influencers put was he goes, this was for the haters, right? So he put, so they had a problem with a Spanish speaking artist at the halftime show, but love to vacation in our land, eat our food, and sing suavemente. You know what I'm saying? Suavemente. Bésame. You know what I'm saying? But it's true, right? It's crazy. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't American. Geography shit is crazy too, man. A lot of these cats is just like bug the fuck out when it comes to that. But it's true. All the haters, when they go on vacation, Mexico, just in case y'all ain't know, Cancun was is in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to DR all inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to PR. Let's go to Jamaica. Let's go to Bahamas. Let's go to Bermuda. Let's go. Word? Oh, Aruba. Let's go there. Let's go to Colombia. You know what I mean? Word? Let's go to Ecuador. Let's go to Peru. I want to go up the mountain. Oh, word? You do? Oh, let's celebrate. Oh, this is the one that bugs me the fuck out. Let's celebrate Cinco de Mayo. You don't even know what you celebrate. Like, you have no idea, but you think it's just alcohol and drink. Give me another Corona. Word? Haters use the culture. That's crazy to me. Hey, but it is what it is, right? Haters is gonna hate. But whatever, man. That's all the acknowledgement I'm gonna give the haters. After that, we're moving on, man, because it was just nobody's gonna stop my energy. Nobody's gonna stop my energy. Nobody. So yeah, man, it was just phenomenal, man, from beginning to end. It was something that was great. There were little nuggets throughout the whole presentation. As you learn about him, it was like, oh shit, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like little things, like the taco stand dude. He has a famous taqueria in LA. That was great. The piragua guy, the guy that gave the piragua to, God, who doesn't love piragua, yo? Coño, I missed that. You don't find a piragüero out here in New Jersey, unless I go to Elizabeth or something like that. Shout out to them, because you know what I'm saying? But there was nothing like, oh, piragua, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But the piragüero dude that gave Bad Bunny the piragua, he's a professional basketball player in Puerto Rico. That was a cool nugget. Before that, I think the two boxers that were, throwing dukes and stuff. One is Mexican and the other one was, I think, Puerto Rican. Professional boxers. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it was just little nuggets like that. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Toñita was in the building. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was just little nuggets like that. All the memes of the bushes and stuff. That was awesome too. I'm enjoying that. The little kid, he has his little fame now. The little kid that was sleeping on the chair. Shout out to him. That was funny. And those were relatable moments, right? Like I said, I never slept on chairs. I always went to the bed with the coats. What else? Shout out to Lady Gaga too. She's ours now. You know what I'm saying? One of the memes was like, her name is something. I posted it on mine, but yeah, Gaguita was at the end was the last name that she had. But that was another proud moment too, by the way, when he said his name, right? And I remember growing up, I used to be like, damn, why I got so many names, man? 4 names, right? And you're like, why? You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And now that I molded, like, yeah, man, I got 4 names. You know, man? And I'm proud of every one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice to see that too, right? Like my man saying his full name, because yeah, that's what we do. And in comedy shows, you know, Latin culture gets, you know, gets picked on because we have 4 names. But the fact is, you got your first name, your middle name, your last name, and then your mom's last name, her maiden name. You know what I'm saying? So that's a proud moment too, man. I'm not gonna give you my full government. You know what I'm saying? If you know me in person, you let me know, yo, Skeen, give me all 4 names. And I tell you, I'm not giving you my government. But yeah, that was another proud moment too. You know what I mean? That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it was just nuggets like that. Like I said, shout out to Gaga. She's ours now. She's Spanish now. Um, but yeah, man, it was yo, shout out to Jessica Alba. My bad. Damn, Jessica. My bad, Jess. My bad, Jess. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Honey. But yeah, man, it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, you guys got your own opinions about it. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it made you feel that love, man, that pride, that you know, hopefully it got you off your feet, dancing a little bit, right? A little salsa move, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A little, I know y'all was perreando, ya sucios y sucias out there. You know what I mean? Yo better tranqui and all that shit, right? Yeah. You guys are nasty. But no, era un orgullo tremendo, tremendo, tremendo. And I still feel it now. Still like going through the memes and seeing everything and reading everybody's story and, you know, some of the reactions. Like I said, people in tears. There was a on the Spanish broadcast. I think he was from Guatemala. The gentleman's from Guatemala, and yeah, he had a tear in his eye. He was an older gentleman, I believe. If I had to guess his age, he's in his 60s, I believe. But it hit him. It hit him. You know, to see your culture represented at halftime in the Super Bowl was amazing to him. So he had a tear in his eye. A lot of people did. You know, a reflection. You know, this is who we are. This is what we bring, no matter what the fuck happens to us, either in this country or back home. We're gonna dust each other. We're gonna dust ourselves off. We're gonna dust each other off, and we're gonna keep going at it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my parents for emotional time. No. But yeah, shout out to them. Man, yeah. That's all it is, man. It's just shout out to them for you know, coming over from Ecuador and giving me and my sister an opportunity to be successful. And I think that's all we do, right? I mean, you guys have stories yourselves of relatives coming over to New York or Chicago, LA, Texas, Florida, wherever they landed at, to give you or your family a better opportunity. And that's all it is, right? Even the haters that said I was going to talk about the haters, but even the haters have someone that came from Europe, be it Irish descent, Italy, Germany, England, Russia, whatever country you want to add. At one point in time, back in the days, they came over for an opportunity. And that's all everybody does when they come to the US, illegally, obviously at the beginning, right? And then generations down the road, you know what I'm saying? It flourishes into whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So without them sacrificing for me and my sister, my daughters wouldn't be born, right? Because they made that sacrifice. Or maybe they wouldn't have been born, because if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have met my former wife, and they wouldn't have been born. You know what I'm saying? So everything has a reason in everything that you do. So every time I go back to the motherland, I'm always thankful. I do want to record my mom's story I want her to take me through her. I've heard it bits and pieces, but now as an adult, fully grown, I want to take the opportunity to learn more of that adventure. What made him come here? Obviously, is for opportunity, but I wanted to hear it from her, right? My dad is gone, so I won't get the opportunity, which I regret. But I guess what that I kind of got, and the final thing that I got from the whole performance is, you know your culture, but learn your culture. Learn, talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents, not about how they're doing, how they're feeling. Obviously, that's automatic. But walk me through a day when you were in your young youth. Talk to me about how you came, what made you come over here. Take me through that adventure. Take me through that fright, that fear that you had. Take me through that. Show me the way. Guide me. Let me use your story as a catapult. Let me use your story as to learn about me so I can trickle down that story to my kids, and hopefully my kids trickle that down to their kids in the future. So let that be the guiding light that your parents or your grandparents are, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is immerse yourself in your own culture. Learn more about your culture. Be proud of your culture. Shit. I think we all are, but be more proud. If there's even a possibility to be more proud. Yeah. Talk to the OGs, man. It was great to see that dad in the Super Bowl when they had the wedding scene and the older gentleman was with the hat and he was just dancing. It just, boom, it hit me real quick. I was like, damn, I miss my dad. You know what I mean? That was pretty cool. Because that's what my dad would do. My dad would just get up on the floor. Nobody could be on the dance floor. It was just him doing his little two-step. And back then, I used to be like, oh, this dude is back at it again. But now as I see it as that was his joy. That was his passion. That was the way he celebrated. That's the way he brought life to wherever he was at. And now I wish I could see it one more time. You know what I mean? When he would just bust out, start singing for no reason. Boy, the man swore he could sing. But he really did. He bugged out, man. And I miss you, Dad. I really do. So yeah, whatever you got from the Bad Bunny halftime show, whatever pride, whatever joy you felt, you deserve it, man. You really deserve it. We deserve it as a culture. We deserve it as being Latino, Latina, from any part of the world, like he mentioned, man. Or the Americas, you know what I'm saying? Even Canada. Canada's memes is crazy. Canada, mom. All of a sudden they're like, yo, hold up. We down too. Yeah, you're down too, B. You know what I'm saying? We need that maple syrup. Stop playing. So shout out to everybody who listens to me in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Acento. Hay un acento ahí. So yeah, even Canadians were like, yo, we in this. We So yeah, shout out to everybody in Canada, Quebec, Montreal, Toronto, and everybody up there. Yeah. So yeah, man, be proud. Be proud because it was your moment. It was your fucking moment. You know what I mean? So be so proud of it. So yeah, muchas gracias por estar conmigo en este episodio. Un orgullo de ser latino, puñeta, un orgullo, cabrón, all that shit. You know what I mean? To all my people in DRPR, Ecuador, all my people, man. I love y'all. Gracias un montón por estar conmigo en este episodio de un orgullo más grande que no sé qué, pero es grande. Y nos vemos en el próximo. Por ahora, cuídense. Sigan bailando, sigan gozando, pongan batería y reggaetón. Una bachatita de vez en cuando. That's so nice. Un merenguito, so nice. That's the only thing that we needed. Una bachatita, un merenguito. Right? But we got everything we needed in that Super Bowl presentation. So muchas gracias. Que la pasen bien. And we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys. Peace.
Este cabrón, ¿quién es? Que está cogiendo cerveza a la neverita.